Hey guys, thanks for checking out this little thing. I'm making a tutorial here to show you how to use iMovie and hook it onto YouTube. If you see this on my YouTube channel, please subscribe and share it with a friend. First off, you start by opening up iMovie on your main home page there. On your desktop or your iPad. I do mine all on an iPad using iMovie. You open the menu in the upper left there, those three little dots. From there, you're going to have a choice to go to either the iMovies or your projects. iMovies are ones that you've already made. I think now they're just being stored in the cloud. You can also add a project there. You can import a project like from one of your other files if you've done something like that. If you want to start a new project, just tap the plus sign there, and then you can choose either movie or trailer. Now, I usually make movies, but trailers are kind of cool too. They're more like a short little version that you can have at the beginning of your movie if you're going to make a longer movie. You can also use these to make like just little promo, like a commercial almost if you want. But the great thing about these is it's got kind of a template. They got a lot of different optional templates, but then once you open that up, now you can add in like the movie title, you can put in credits, actors, people that were in your production. You can give credit to people who maybe have provided music for your project. So it's just a great way to kind of spruce it up, make it look a little more, official, and have some fun with it. I don't use the trailers on my gameplay tutorials, but if you are making kind of a full-length feature, or you wanted to just, again, have a little more fun and be a little more creative with your project, this is a great one. So when you make it, it's going to just end up being like a separate little thing that you can then later add on to the beginning of one of your movie projects. Now, if you want to do a movie project, just hit the movie. I'll show you how to do that here. Hit the movie instead. Now, there's several ways to create a movie. When you tap it, you're going to see this screen here, and you over to the upper left, you can see all the different areas where it might have different clips and content, videos that you've captured in your video library. But I use the Create Movie at the very bottom. By doing this, now you're opening up the editing studio, and you'll see over to the upper right where you have all your different sources of media, from moments, which I think are just pictures, there's videos, there's photos, there's different things that are in that upper right area there that are part of your media, basically visual things that you have somewhere in your files, either in your photo or maybe you have other file areas where you have projects and all stored. But mine are all in my videos. That's where I have all the video clips. And what you do is you tap that up. You can either tap all or recently added. And this is basically all the videos that are contained in my video area. And all you do is tap the one that you want to open, and it'll highlight it. Now, once you highlight it, it'll open up another little window there, and you can tap the arrow like you're gonna play it, and you can actually watch the video play in this little monitoring screen, this little screen over to the left there. Or you can tap the three little dots and open up other options. Now, if you do something you don't like it, you actually just dropped it down to the editing thing, simply tap it to highlight it, and then tap the little trash can in the very bottom right, and it will erase that one. Another way to do it is you can also use the undo arrow, which is kind of in the middle right. It's that little loopy thing with an arrow at the end of it. That's an undo. So that's another way to do it. You can hit the plus sign, and that'll take that whole video clip and drop it down into the video editor. Now, this little video editor is where you do all your editing, splicing and clipping and doing things. If you want to move forward and back, you swipe your finger back and forth. Don't swipe it on the video itself. That little space between the video clip and the upper screen is where I'm doing it, is where you don't see it, but it basically allows you to just quickly move your clip forward and backward and get it to where that little timeline is. That line is where you're going to do any kind of splicing or lining things up. Just highlight the whole video, and then you'll see where it says split at the bottom there, the bottom left. You hit the split, and it will create a split in the video, in that little clip there. Now, what you can do is you can highlight the area you don't longer want, and you can hit the trash button, and it will take care of it. If you don't like that, just hit the undo button. It'll put it right on back there. You didn't lose anything. And you can always tap that video again and drop it on down again. Then from here, you can make additional splits if you want. So you can kind of just exactly position it, hit the split down below, And then those breaks allow you to either edit the content, or if you want, you can even put some titles right there. So tap the titles button and it'll open up all these different fonts or different styles of titles that you can do. And then when you tap on any one of those styles or fonts, then you'll have a text box that'll appear up there in the little preview screen. And then your keyboard will open up and you can tap in what you want to tap in. Now remember, it says text, title text here. That thing will not automatically disappear. So you actually have to delete that before typing something in. And then you have a choice of positioning those titles to either be there in the center, or you can tap lower and it'll actually lower the text or the font to the bottom of the screen. You can also use a different, or you can also adjust the volume of the soundtrack by simply tapping on the area and then adjusting the volume up or down. You can put breaks in different areas, so you can adjust different things. See below, you can also adjust the speed that the clip will play back by simply highlighting an area that you've clipped and then adjusting the little speed monitor to either be like a rabbit or like a turtle. And you see how that did that. And so you can kind of play with that. Now, you can always tap the arrow button, that play button up above, and watch how it's doing it. But by doing that, you can oh, and just remember, if you are adjusting the speed of something, whatever original soundtrack is also going to be speeded up. So it's going to start sounding like Munchkins if you don't do it right. So that's how that works. What I usually do is I usually turn the audio all the way down on the original, because I plan on doing a voiceover on top of it. But if you don't, just remember, if you speed up or slow down any original voice audio track or video track, the audio is going to be sped up or slowed down as well. So then you basically just keep doing that. You splice things up, you speed them up, you slow them down. You can even splice, to make two breaks, two splits, and then in between one, you can delete that. So you can kind of chop out sections that you don't feel are relevant. So there's a lot of different things you can do. So just keep splicing and chopping and chopping and splicing. And when you have your breaks and titles done, now it's time to put some sound in there. Now this would be for like a soundtrack. Now a soundtrack is something that's not going to be from the original, it's something extra. So you hit the little audio tab in the middle right there. And now it's going to open up different audio options. Audio files are really kind of depending on what you have on your device. You might have some saved songs. You might have some other soundtracks. iMovie has a whole list of soundtracks. These are free to use. They do not have any kind of copyrights on them, so enjoy that. Just remember, if you have like your favorite albums downloaded on your iPad and you try using some copyrighted material, you'll get flagged if you post this on YouTube. They have algorithms that will catch your soundtrack. They have a way of doing that, and then you'll get flagged and you might get dinged for that. So just do not use copyrighted material. Even if you see someone that says you can, don't do it. I luckily have a friend who has allowed me to take some of their material and allowed me to use it. So I have some of their material on here. Now, once you drop a soundtrack into the bottom by hitting the little plus sign next to the soundtrack, this is just like anything else. You can tap it to highlight it, and you can split portions. You can also adjust the volume of it up or down if you want to, or if you only want the soundtrack to play to a certain spot, you can split it and segment and then highlight the area you don't want and throw that in the trash. So it's just like doing a video one, but it's just an audio instead. And again, you can always play it back if you to see what you like, and you can also undo something. Getting out of the audio area is kind of hard. First you hit the audio with the arrow on it, and then you hit the X, and then you can go to soundtracks. So it's hard to navigate that upper right menu a bit, but you'll get used to it. But these soundtracks are great. And they're auto adjusting, and they also are designed to continually loop and play over and over and over. I'm using one right now on this video I'm making. So it's kind of nice, and you can, split them up and delete them and adjust their volumes as well. But they're also designed to time to sound like they're finishing right at the end of the video. So it's kind of cool. So editing can be done in any order you want. There's really no chronological order of what you do first, second, or third. Definitely though, if you're going to be doing any kind of soundtrack, you want to do that last, after you do all the clipping. Because once you've done the clipping and then you put a soundtrack, if you do additional editing, then your spacing won't line up all that well. So just remember that. Experiment though, have fun, and try to find a style that you like. And the more you do it, the better you get at it, the better you learn how to use these snipping tools and inserting and everything else. But it certainly is a lot of fun. You can be creative. You can use different text, different fonts, and everything else like that. Remember, the undo button is your friend. If you think you did something wrong, just hit the undo button. You can hit it as many as you want. It'll just keep backstepping every change you made until you get back to the way you wanted it. So don't worry about messing up. And remember, you're not changing the existing videos that are in your memory. You're just taking this particular one, you're creating a whole new one, and you're splicing it up. You want to put some color commentary in there like I do? Let's do this. Okay, so first you tap the microphone in the middle right area, and you'll see that little microphone meter will start up, and then the meter will kind of bounce up and down to kind of show you how much you're going. It's not recording yet. Then you just tap the record button. You'll see a countdown, and then you'll start recording. And then when you're ready, when you finish what you want to record, you can always hit the stop button. As soon as you hit the stop button, it's going to ask you a question on whether you want to cancel it, retake it, or accept it. And I believe there's even another one here. Let's see what it says. Yeah, or you can review it to hear how it sounds. If you tripped over your tongue or don't like the way it sounds, just hit the retake button, and it'll have another countdown, and it'll start it again. And it'll just keep doing that. And I've done it sometimes where I've tripped over my tongue quite a bit, and I had to keep doing it over and over and over again until finally I got a soundtrack just the way I want. If you like it, then you just hit the accept button, and it will lock it on in. Now, just like anything else, you can hit the volume up or down, see how you liked it and all. If you want to add something else to the end, position the timeline at the end of the audio track and hit the record button again. You'll get that countdown. It'll back up 3 seconds, and then when you start talking, it'll be timed just perfectly to start right where you left off on the last soundtrack. Again, when you get to the area that you want and you're done talking, you can just hit the accept button. And usually what happens is if there's any other audio track, like a soundtrack, the levels will go down, so you're not being drowned out by the music, okay? But you can always adjust those sound levels on both your voice track and the soundtrack. That's why you go and review these things over and over again. If you want to insert another clip into the segment, within a segment, no problem. Just make a little break. Wherever you want the new clip to fit in, hit the clip there, then go up to your videos, find the thing that you want to slip in there. I have a little short intro for Major Pain there, and I find him, and then I just add him in, and it pops right in there where you made that break. And now that's plugged in there well. Now, as soon as I did that though, the audio was adjusted, so you have to make sure that you do that. Now, when you've done with your project, hit the done in the upper left, and now you give your project a title. And you can title it anything you want. Just understand that I guess there's certain symbols and punctuations that iMovie won't accept. But then go ahead and enter in your video name, and when you're done with that, hit the done button on your little keyboard there, and then hit the projects in the upper left. And yay, you now have a new project. Congratulations. But wait, there's more. That's right. You're not done yet. This is fun, but let's say you want to make some changes. Just hit the little editing button and go back in there and do a little more fine tuning or polishing of the project. You can visit it and edit it as often as you want. Now, if you're done with your masterpiece and you want to go viral with it, make sure you hit the review button. Just hit the playback right from here, and you'll see it in that little editing thing. And tap either that one. If you tap the playback in the lower left, in the lower center left, it'll actually be on a bigger screen. But now you are ready to share. All you got to do now is to share it. You want to go in that little share in the very lower center, and it'll open up. You have several ways to share it here. It'll open up this window. Now, I found the best thing to do is first save the video to your video or photo files. 720p seems to work the best for me. It will export this project into your video photo files, the one that's on your main desktop on your iPad. And so it's saved there. Then what you're going to want to do, and tell you did it. Now, let's go strut your stuff. YouTube. YouTube is the best way to share your videos because all you need to do is post a link and then they go to this. Sharing a whole huge file is impossible. First, you got to set up a YouTube account and then you got to get yourself a YouTube channel. It's a lot like getting a Facebook channel or Facebook account. It's not that tough. Once you get to this page, then you hit the audio camera. Not the one before that, to open up this page. Then you hit the tile that shows the video that you want. Now, once you tap the tile that for the video, the project that you want, it'll open up this little screen here. It's like another snipping tool. You can actually do some more editing. When you're ready to move forward, though, all you got to do is hit that next in the upper right, and that'll take you to the next area where you can now start putting in some titles. You can hit create a title for this video, which you're always going to want to do, especially if it's on YouTube. Title whatever you want, and then after you do that, there's going to be an area to put a description of what this video project is all about. And again, these are your words. You can do it however you wish to do it. There's all sorts of advice on search engine optimization if you're actually trying to become a YouTuber and you want to kind of grow your page and grow your presence on YouTube. There's ways of doing that. That's a whole nother video for a whole nother day, and I'm no expert at it. I'm still learning myself. But here's where you put your title and your description anyhow. And then you have an option to choose the privacy. After I'll show you how to do that. So there's a privacy setting, and you can change it over and over again. You can always go back here and edit it. I usually start off with unlisted. Unlisted means that only people that you send this link to can see it. Public means that anyone who is a member of your channel can see it. Now you're ready to upload this. All you do is hit the upload button in the upper right, and this is going to take a long time. Make sure you do this where you have a very strong Wi-Fi connection. Make sure your battery is charged. Maybe plug in your iPad while you're doing this, because this does take a long time. So go find something else to do. You know, there are good thumbnail apps to do too, so you can put these little front screens at the beginning. Once it's uploaded and ready, then you can hit the three buttons over to the right there, open up this window, hit the share button, and that's going to open up another window. When you do that, now you can copy the link and post it on one of your favorite social media sites, messenger it to a friend. When they click that link, it's just basically going to open up that video, that project. They can leave comments, YouTube comments, and all that. They can share it with friends and all. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope this helped you. Hope this gets you at least started to past the basics anyhow, and makes this whole video making YouTube thing a lot easier for you. And I appreciate you watching. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day. Peace out, guys.